Trinomials, example 1. Now, there are lots of things that can help us. If we have a positive sign in this position, it means the signs in the brackets are the same. If we then look at this sign, that means that both are positive. The signs in both brackets are positive. We should always look at this sign first. If it's a positive, it means the signs in the brackets are the same. And then we look at this sign here. Now, what else? What times itself gives us x squared? Well, that's easy. It's x times x. 5 is a prime number, so its factors are 5 and 1. It can only be 5 and 1. We can put the 5 here and the 1 here, or vice versa. Now let's just check. X times x is x squared. X times 1 is 1x, or x, plus 5x. 5 times 1 is 5. There's our middle term, the 6x. So, what do we do first? We look at this term first of all. That is a positive sign. It tells us that the signs in the brackets are the same. We then look at this one. It's negative. It means that they are both negative. So, two brackets. And we can immediately put in the negative signs. What times itself gives us a squared. It's going to be a and a. 12 is not a prime number. So we've got a list of factors. 1 times 12 is 12, 2 times 6 is 12, and 3 times 4 is 12. We want the pair of factors that will multiply together to give 12 and add to give this 7 in the middle. And of course, the two numbers that will add together to give us 7 are 3 and 4. And if you want to expand the brackets, as we did with example 1, a times a is a squared, a times minus 4 is minus 4a, minus 3 times a is minus 3a, and minus 3 times minus 4 is plus 12. And there you can see the minus 7a. Third example, t squared minus t minus 30. We should look to this sign first of all. That's the negative. It means that the signs are different. If the signs are different, we should put them in last. So brackets. What times itself gives us t squared? It's going to be t and t. We're not ready for the signs yet. We want to find the factors of 30. So 1 times 30, 2 times 15, 3 times 10, and finally 5 times 6. Now, the middle term is t, or minus t rather, minus 1t. The 1 is not often written, but it's important to realise that's a minus 1. Which of the pairs of factors will add or subtract to give us a 1 or minus 1? I hope you can see that it's going to be 5 and 6. So we can put the 5 and 6 in like so. Now, we want to get a negative 1. How do we get a negative 1? Which is to say negative 1t from a 5 and a 6. Bearing in mind the signs must be different. So we've either got a plus 5 and a minus 6, or we've got a minus 6. Sorry, we've got a plus 6. Let me just start that part again. We've got a minus 5 and a plus 6. This is the correct arrangement. 5 take away 6 is 1. Minus 5 plus 6 is plus 1. That's not what we want. So, we want the 6 to be negative and the 5 to be positive. Example 4. We know that it's going to be C and C at the start of both brackets. Factors of 24, 1 and 24, 2 and 12, 3 and 8, and 4 and 6. Now which of those pair of factors can be added or subtracted to give a 10? And it's, well, now that's an interesting one, I didn't notice that. There are in fact two sets here. This is very useful. Only one of these is correct. Which one is the correct one? Well, this negative means that the signs have to be different. If I want to get a 10 from a 4 and a 6, I hope you can see that the signs have to be the same. It would have to be plus 4 and plus 6. But we can't have that because this negative here means that the signs have to be different. So it's not this one, it's this one here. So if I put the 12 and the 2 in, what type of 10 do I want to get? I want to get a positive 10. How do I get a positive or plus 10 from a 12 and a 2? Plus 12 minus 2. Example 5, things are starting to get a bit more difficult. Why is that the case? Because we have a number other than 1 at the front here. If we look at the signs, this one's the negative, it means the signs in the brackets are different, so we'll put them in last of all. The factors of 3 are 3 and 1. Factors of 18, 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. Now, I've got to take one pair of numbers from each column and arrange them in such a way that I can get the 25. I've got to take the 3 and the 1 from the first column. Now, which other pair am I going to take? Remember, the signs have to be different. Well, I think I see what we're going to do. I'm going to take the 2 and the 9 and arrange them like so. 3 times 9 is 27, and 1 times 2 is 2. From a 27 and a 2, I can get a 25. We have to remember that the numbers on top of this arrangement are the numbers which multiply together to give us the first term, and the numbers on the bottom are the numbers which multiply together to give us the last term. That's very important if we're to complete the brackets correctly. So, what have we got? We've got 3 and 1. Those are the terms, those are the numbers that go at the front of the brackets. So it's going to be 3x and 1x, or x. The 2 and the 9 go at the rear of the brackets in this order here. What type of 25 do we want to get? We want to get a positive 25. I think that's going to be a plus 27 and a minus 2. Where is the 27 formed? It's formed when the 3x multiplies the 9. That's going to be the positive, and this is going to be the negative. Example 6. 2 brackets. Signs are the same and they're both negative. Factors of 4, 1 and 4, 2 and 2. Factors of 3, well 3 is a prime number, it's going to be 1 and 3. I want to be able to get a 13. I'm going to take 1 and 4 from the first column, and I'm going to take the 1 and 3 from the second column, but I'm going to rearrange them and write them as 3 and 1. 4 times 3 is 12, 1 times 1 is 1. From a 12 and a 1 I can get a 13. It's important we see that we have to be like cross multiply these numbers. That's important for the arrangement in the brackets. So what happens next? Well, first term in the first bracket, first term in the second bracket, so it's going to be A and 4A. First, last term in the first bracket and last term in the second bracket, and 1. And just to check, which is always useful, 4A squared minus A minus 12A and plus 3. Minus times a minus is a plus, and we can see the minus 13A in the middle.